incomparable. Here's to thy love. True apothecary, my drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Yawn! Oh, good morning. Where is my love? What's this? A cup close my true love's hand. I see poison up in this medicine. Drunk up! And left no further drug to help me thereafter. Then I'll be brief. Oh, how tired! There's the first sheep! What's... Return to the blade!
A glooming peace this morning which it brings. The sun for sorrow does not show its head. Go forth and tell more of these sad things. For some shall be pardoned, others punished. For there was never a story more woe than this of Juliette and her Romeo. And Romeo
and Juliette.
Thank you, Wembley, and good night.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in preparing this unprecedented complete work show, we have come across a problem. And that is how to make these musty 400-year-old plays accessible to a modern audience. One popular trend is to take them and transpose them into a modern setting, which is why we have seen evidence of Shakespeare shows in such bizarre locations such as the lunar landscape, Nazi concentration camps, and even New Jersey. In this vein, Marcus has traced Shakespeare's symbolism in the context of a pre-Nietzschean society through the totality of a jejune circular relationship of form, contrasted with the complete otherness of metaphysical cosmologies and the ethical mores enriched in the collective subconscious of an Agirian race. So we now present to you Shakespeare's first tragedy, Titus Andronicus, as a creature.
Good evening, everyone, gourmet, and welcome to Rome and Me. I am your host, Titus Andronicus. Now, when you had a long day, your right hand chopped off, your son's murdered, your daughter raped, her tongue cut out, and both her hands chopped off, you really don't feel like cooking. Unless it's the rapist and you serve him to his mother at dinner party. My daughter Lavinia and I will show you how. Good evening, Lavinia.
Good evening, Mama.
And how are you feeling today?
I
I know it's a misery. Now, off. I will grind your bones to dust, and all your blood, and it's all make paste, and in a paste, let your vile head be baked. Lavinia the boat.
Yes, Mama.
Now, you want to be sure you do nice clean cuts from the column artery to the jugular vein, as shown.
Yeah, that's what he does, Mama.
Now, the human body has about 4 quarts of blood in it, so when that he is dead, which should be right about now, I will grind your bones and powder snore, and with hate for liquor temperate, and in that hate let your vile head be baked, and about 40 minutes later, at 350 degrees, you'll have a nice, lovely human head pie, which I prepared early, was serving suggestions for dessert. Who will be the first to try this tasty drink? And to gracious Lord, and to dread we Timons of Athens, tells us how to make ratatouille out of our special guest, the Merry Wives of Windsor. Until then, bon appetit!
Now, I hope none of you were too offended by Titus Andronicus. Shakespeare in his early days seems to have gone through a bit of a blood and guts period. No doubt if he were working alive today, he'd be in Hollywood working on Titus Andronicus 9. Just desserts. However, we shall now move on to the genius more evident in Shakespeare's more mature plays, such as his dark and brooding tragedy of Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Let nothing extenuate, and not of one who loves too badly, but too well, and know that there was never a story of more tragedy and woe than this of Othello and her Desdemona. Ah! Oh, Desi!
Bob, can I get some house lights, please?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we left Chris on his own to research this play. He must have looked up Moor in the dictionary and thought it was a place where you tie up boats.
Which in this context is totally pea-brained, because in the 16th century, the word Moor was used to refer to people of African descent.
Oh, I feel like such a dork.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a slight problem performing Othello, the Moor of Venice, because as you can see, we really aren't cut out for such a part. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if you can see in this light, but,
I'm Scottish and
I'm German. So, I mean, well, basically,
we're honkies.
which is what we are.
So we're just gonna skip Othello and
Wait! I have an idea. Okay, we don't have to stop doing Othello, the Moor of Venice.
no, Marcus.
Come on, it's better than the boats.
Marcus, anything is better than those boats.
Just join in. Here's a story of a brother by the name of Othello who liked white women and rose green jello. The poet came to young over made himself a mess, cause he didn't like Othello, the Moor of Venice.
Yeah, now Othello got married to Desdemona.
And he took up with the war and left her alone.
It was the Mona.
Oh, God, he left her alone.
He didn't write a letter and it didn't telephone her. No, just like you George love beats.
And then another Othello because he had a big
Sword! He was going to say sword. But Iago had a plan that was clever and slick. He was crafty.
He was blind.
He was sort of weakness.
He said, I'm gonna adapt the Moor.
How you gonna do it?
Tell us.
I know that his tragic flaws at ease.
You damn jealous.
I need a dupe, I need a dope, I need a kind of a schmo.
So you find something by the name of Cassio?
Flagged on him, dead on his handkerchief.
So Othello gets wondering just maybe if while he's been out fighting,
Commanded an army.
Or does he? Cassie playing hard to slow me?
Goes back home and explains the witch.
And he thought he pulled it off without a hitch.
but there's Amelia at the door.
Who him at that door?
And she said, you big fool, she wasn't no whore. She was pure. She was clean, virginal too. So why you have to go and make her face turn blue?
It's true.
It's you.
Now what you gonna do?
Damn, this is getting pretty scary.
Iago got caught, but he probably caught to please.
Load up his bags.
And moved to Beverly.
Hills, that is, Africa.
So how about we take a break from all these tragedies and move on to the comedies for a while? All right. Now, when it came to writing comedy, Shakespeare was a genius at borrowing and adapting plot devices from other forms of traditional theater.
Which refers to the Roman plays of Latus and Terence, Army Metamorphosis, which is hysterically funny. Not as well as the rich Italian tradition of Commedia dell'arte.
Yeah, so Shakespeare basically stole everything he ever wrote.
Stole is kind of strong, bro. Distilled, maybe.
Okay, then he distilled 3 or 4 of the funniest gimmicks of his time and built them into 16 plays.
Because you see, essentially, Shakespeare was a formula writer. Once he found something that worked, he used it
Over and over and over again.
So, Mr. Shakespeare, the question we have for you is this. Why did you write 16 plays when you could have just written one?
In answer to this question, we have decided to condense all of Shakespeare's 16 comedies into one single play, which we have entitled The Comedy of Two Well-Mannered Gentlemen Lost in a Meadow of Venice on a Midsummer's 12th Night in Winter.
Or,
Cymbeline taming Pericles the merchant in the tempest of love, as much as you like it for nothing.
Or
The Love Boat Goes to Verona.
Comedies? Comedies!
Comedy.
Like such a dork.
Act 1. A Spanish duke swears an oath of celibacy and turns the rule of his kingdom over to a sadistic and tyrannical twin brother. He learns of some fantastical feats of magic and sets sail for the golden age of Greece, along with his daughters, 3 beautiful and lovely sets of identical twins. Upon rounding the heel of Italy, his ship is caught in a terrible tempest, which, in its fury, casts the duke up onto a desert isle, along with the most beautiful and virginal of his daughters. This vision of loveliness stumbles into a dark cave where she is attacked by an inhuman green monster who represents the extreme right wing of the Republican Party.
Act 2. Long lost sons of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally 3 sets of identical twins, have just arrived in Italy. Though they still possess an inner air of nobility, they are ragged, destitute, penniless, flea-infested shadows of the men they once were. In utmost extremity, are forced to borrow money from an old Jew, who somehow fools them into putting their brains up as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the 6 brothers fall in love with 6 Italian sisters, 3 of which are contemptuous, sharp-witted little shrews, while the other 3 are submissive, air-handed little bimbos.
Act 3. The daughters of the Duke arrive in the nearby forest, disguise themselves as men, and become pages to the shrew, and matchmakers to the Duke's brother's sons. They lead all the lovers into a nearby forest, where a bunch of mischievous fairies squeeze an aphrodite juice of hermaphrodite flower into the shrew's eyes, causing them to fall in love with their own pages, who in return have fallen in love with the Duke's brother's sons. Meanwhile, the queen of the fairy seduces a jackass, and they all start a lovely animalistic party.
Act 4.
The elderly fathers of the Italian sisters, finding their daughters missing, dispatch messages to their pages telling them to kill any man in the vicinity.
However, unable to find any men in the forest, the loyal messengers in the final misguided act of loyalty deliver the messages unto each other and kill themselves.
The Duke arrives in the nearby forest with a French creature, and for no apparent reason put on a 2-man underwater version of my Uncle Barney.
Act 5. The Duke commands the bears to right their wrongs.
The pages and the billows get into a drug-out, knockdown fight in the mud.
The page's clothes ripped off, exposing female genitalia.
The Duke recognizes his daughters.
What?
You heard me.
The Duke's brother's sons recognize their uncle.
The magician turns the monster into a newt, making him the new president.
They all go out to dinner and get married.
Well, except for a minor character in the second act who gets eaten by a bear. Oh, and the 6 Italian brothers who, unable to pay back their loans, force themselves lobotomies.
And they all live happily ever after. The end.
We are now going to move on to the rest of Shakespeare's tragedies, because basically we found out the comedies aren't half as funny as the tragedies. Take, for example, Shakespeare's Scottish play. Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot.
Because you see, you're really not supposed to say it in the theater unless you're performing it. Because it's cursed. However, not only are we performing an abridged version of Macbeth, but after much thorough research, we have found that we are able to do so without any repercussions if we perform it in perfect Scottish accents.
Diabba, diabba, oil and grabba.
Stay ye important, McSpeaker. McTell me, McMore.
Macbeth,
Beware, Macduff! None a woman shall harm Macbeth. Then Sunshine comes to Branningham, don't you know?
Oh, that dead great Macbeth think I fear me, dear.
Speak in, Jimmy, and know that I and my mother's tomb was untimely ripped. What do you think about that?
I do, dear, but I support the woman's right to choose.
Macbeth, you killed your family, murdered your son, he shot me stew.
I did not.
Oh, you did? I had to throw half of it away. Here lies the usurper's head. Macbeth, your arse is not the windy. And know that there was never a story more tragedy and woe than of this, oh Mr. and Mrs. Macbeth. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Julius Caesar was a much beloved tyrant. All hail Julius Caesar!
Hail, citizens!
The soothsayer chose to warn him.
Beware the Ides of March.
What the hell are the Ides of March?
The 15th of March.
Why, that's today!
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I've come to bury Caesar, so let's bury him and get on to my show. Anthony!
Oh, Petra! Is this an asp I see before me? Ah! Ah!
Chris, stop.
What?
What are you doing?
What?
You've got the bizarre notion that all of Shakespeare's tragic heroines wear really ugly wigs and vomit on the audience before they die.
Well, they do, don't they?
No! Anthony and Cleopatra is not a Pepto-Bismol commercial. It's a romantic thriller about the geopolitical power struggle of Egypt and Rome.
Oh! Is one of Shakespeare's geopolitical plays? Oh man, if I had known that, I never would have messed with it. I mean, his geopolitical stuff is my favorite stuff. Because I mean, like, the themes he wrote, like, 400 years ago are still relevant today. Like, what was the one about how the nuclear energy affected the Soviet Union?
Chris, Shakespeare never wrote anything about the Soviet Union.
Yeah, he did! Oh, what was it called? Chernobyl Kinsman. Oh man, it was intense. It was about how this nuclear power plant, like, melts down and causes radiation to flow all over the kingdom and even into other kingdoms. Even though the king of Chernobyl denies it, even though, like, peasants are growing, like, second arms and stuff. And then, in the second act, the radioactive cloud floats over to the New World, where it breeds a mutated race of TV evangelists.
Chris, Shakespeare wrote a play called Two Noble Kinsmen.
That is right.
Not Chernobyl kinsmen, two noble kinsmen.
Oh, well, what's Two Noble Kinsmen about then?
It's about a woman who goes insane with the fear that her boyfriend will be eaten by wolves and her father hanged.
Is there anything in it about Boris Yeltsin?
No!
Well, I've never even heard of that play.
I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it. Oh, maybe I should explain. Two Noble Kinsmen falls in the category of Shakespeare plays which scholars like to refer to as the Apocrypha, or in some scholarly circles, the absurd plays, or put simply, the bad plays. But not all Apocrypha are complete without merit. I mean, Troilus and Cressida isn't complete crap. I talk about it in length in my student relief book entitled I Love My Women, which I love to whip out for you now.
Oh, Marcus, no, not here, bro, come on.
The manuscript, guys. Oh. I was thinking we can kind of do a quick improv based on this chapter.
Yeah, we can do like interpretive dance art performance version.
Oh, I love interpretive dance. It's so pretentious. Like, we could use this as a stepping off point to delve deeper into the ancient mythological creatures and themes used by Shakespeare.
Yeah.
We should get some props. Yeah!
I was thinking of a more straightforward, scholarly approach.
Screw that, man. Props!
Well, okay. Troilus and Cressida was written in 1603, then released in 1604. It was about 166 lines longer than the second quarto edition, which was published in 1645, which in return was 166 lines shorter.
It's a T-Rex! Just like Jurassic Park! What?
Ladies and gentlemen, my book has nothing to do with Jurassic Park. It simply explores the possibility that all the Shakespeare plays were written by a monkey at a typewriter. I think it's groundbreaking work.
Isn't there anything in there you know about the plot?
Plot? Of course I talk about the plot. I talk about it in length on the footnote on page 29. Troilus, the son of Priam, the king of Troy.
Okay. You be Troilus. And you be the king, my lord.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cressida. Meanwhile, Agamemnon has surrounded the Trojans.
Wait, Agamemnon?
Marcus, this is boring, boring, boring. It's the kind of stuff that's so boring that makes people hate Shakespeare.
Yeah, like as soon as you said that, I fell asleep. No, sorry. I told these guys backstage before the performance, I will not do a dry, boring, vomitless Shakespeare for these people. It'll just turn them on to this stuff. I mean, that's what happened to me. I remember when in elementary school, when I was supposed to be learning about Shakespeare, I was looking at the window watching people play kickball. And I've always been wondering myself, why can't Shakespeare be more like sports?
Sports? How do you mean?
Well, sports are visceral. They're exciting to watch. Take all of Shakespeare's histories, for example. You know, with all the kings and queens killing each other off, and the line passing from generation to the next. It's kind of like playing football, but with a crowd.
It is kind of like that.
Yeah, I think I can see that. All right, line them up, guys. Let's kick some royal ass. 23, 46, Henry III, Richard VI, are 1, 2, 3,
Huh! Richard II comes up with it. He's looking for an air downfield, but he's suddenly rushed by King George.
My road blast 6 downward!
The crowd is in the air, and Henry VI comes up with it.
Victory is mine!
But he's suddenly rushed by King John, never had a more player in the 12th century. Oh, he's killing out there, ladies and gentlemen! You gotta wait this to the end of the war and the Roman cycle!
King John is in the clear.
My soul hath elbow room.
He's up for party. Oh, he's poised at the 10-yard line. Oh, he's out of the game. Replacing him now is number 72, King Lear. When he gets the ball.
Divide me our kingdom in 3.